To be or not to be? That is the question, and here is the answer. Bee toys, delightful. Nearly a dozen of them too, all from different years. The latest actually is this one here I'm wearing. I only got it 5 years ago, but some of them go back 30 years or more. So the earliest one probably is a little wind-up. I don't think there's anything left in him, but we'll just try a little hop, 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 hop. Yes, just a little bit. I can't do much because the motor's a bit weak. And these flap rather nicely, these bits here up and down when he was younger. They flapped up and down as he did a little hopping action, but very sweet. And closely associated with him is this one here, which has lost a wing, so he's only got to go on a circle. He does wind up, incidentally, and he does move up and down like this. Up and down, and we'll have him flying around in a circle because only one wing. Well, you can't go straight when you've only got one wing. Flying around and flying around and flying up and down and flying around. But the face is very nice, I like that. Nice action. So that about the same time, a long time ago. Very odd, I never had a wind-up toy on a whole stick before. This is the most unusual one. It's the only one in my collection, anything like this. It's the old clackers, but look. It's a bee with wings. I'm going to hold it out here and see if I can get it to go. I have to go very vertically up and down, and then we'll see what happens. You fly towards you. And come back again, backwards. Left and right, yes. If you just do an action like that, it's no fun at all. But if you do two together like that and get in sync, and then drop it up and down, he flaps nicely. That buzzing sound is supposed to be the bee noise. Occasionally they hit each other. Well, you shouldn't do that, no, but that's a nice idea and most original. When I saw this at Nuremberg, a British company was showing it, I was bowled over by it. Here's a very old one as well. It's a little egg, isn't it, which is what the bees are born in. It's a soft toy for small children, so you unzip and you open up and you find inside a charming, charming little bee. Look at him. Bring him up to the camera. His little paws are going to open up for the Velcro. There, look at that face. And to make him fly, you just move him up and down in the air. Flap, 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 flap. Just the sort of thing a kid can do. And its wings and everything go flap, 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 flap this way, flap, 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 flap. And finally, when he's resting, he closes himself up again. Here we are. And we'll wrap him up again and put him back into his pod. Just a nice one. Here's a very unusual puzzle. It's a dexterity puzzle from America. I got many years ago. It actually came from the 50s, I think, this one. It was a later one. The idea is to get these little balls into each of the cells of the honeycomb. I think there's supposed to be one in each cell, but it's quite tricky to do that because there's passages which you can't quite make out when you're looking at transparent corridors where the actual entrance to each cell is. So you do an action like this, you hold it a little more vertically like that, and you move them around and jig about, and then you get more than one in cell, and you're supposed to have only one per cell. And it really takes quite a long time to do it. So if you've got a long winter evening, that's a perfect thing to do it. And when you finish, you just shake them, and eventually, with a bit of movement, they'll all come back and collect in the base there. That's a very old American toy from long way back. Swarm of bees has become alive. Can you settle them in their hives? It says. Well, there. This is another American toy from Don Poynter's wonderful mind. And I picked it up in Japan, of all places. It's a bee in a jar. But why is he flying like that? And why is he wiggling around? It's got a very almost invisible cord of nylon there, suspending him to the bottom of the cork. And when I shake it like that, he moves around. Well, the answer, of course, is there's a little magnet on the very front of the bee's head. And there's a magnet in the middle of that little pink flower with the yellow bit in the middle. And it's being attracted. So I can make it go twirly round and round and round. But if you let it settle, the magnets start drawing together. And he flitters for a long, long time. It's been very well balanced, so he actually flies, or appears to be flying, swaying back and forward for a long time. Very nice bit of technology from Don Poynter. And then I've got a whole bunch of these ones, which are very popular indeed. There's so many people have had a go at making this. It's the old whizzer, which you throw round and round and round, and it's like a Aeolian harp because it's got elastic bands making noises. When the air goes through that, it makes a noise. That's a noise, that's a noise. Let's put that back in. And when I just put it through the air, throw it through the twirl it in the air, we'll see if we can make a nice noise from it. It's showing a little bee, a cartoon bee. That's nice because I've got two different tones there, two different tensions and elastic bands to make two different sounds. So it's like, well, that often happens in bees actually when a swarm is making noises in different sounds. This is a very good one too. Again, nicely made bee, a humming bee, and this was made in USA. This one, it's got a cord going through here. Let me just see if I can unravel it a bit. Yes, I'll just see how I get it. Unravel it there. That's right. Right, and it's those elastic bands either side, one here, and you can tune them so they go slightly different notes, and then twirl it round and round from a different hive. That's nice. Quite tuneful too. What is that, a minor third? No, I don't know what it is. And the last one here is a bit quiet actually, but it's a very smart card. It's like a proper Bee Hive on it. And there's the elastic bands, but different tensions. You can put different elastic bands in this, and those make a difference too, but the flat ones seem to make a better sound when the air's running through it. So with this one here, we've got to go a bit quiet. Well, there's a low note I can just about hear. Yes. No, I really prefer this one here. I think is my favourite. So let's end with this one here again. This is a nice sound. I like this. Oh, it's very peaceful, isn't it? The murmuring of innumerable bees.